So today I'll be doing a tutorial on the pass. Now the pass is a move that I'm not quite sure where it was actually created, but it's a move where you take a card or whatever and you control it, hopefully without the spectator seeing. It's going to be a really hard move, and at first it'll be super knacky, which means like at first when you're performing it's going to be like you're going to be like doing all these weird things with your hands. But then when you get good, it's just like that's what most people do when they perform. They like do little jerks or something. You should just kind of be natural, like, hey, what's up, hi, or whatever. And then you can do it like without any moves. So you could just stand completely still and execute a pass. Now the pass is just cutting the deck. It's pretty much all it is. It's just cutting the deck. So, let's say I was doing a magic trick and I said, here, pick out any card. 2 of diamonds, okay? Or, yeah, 2 of diamonds. Lost into the center, okay? Now I'll give it some cuts. Your card dries to the top. Nobody will be impressed, but maybe like 3 people. It's gone. Alright? So only like 3 people will be impressed out of like 10 if you did that. So probably 30% would be impressed if you could cut the deck and seemingly get their card to the top. No, I'm not saying that cutting the deck when you have somebody's card there is a bad thing. Like when I'm performing, I'll usually have somebody pick a card. Let's just say it's this one. It's a Joker. Okay. And what I do is I would usually just say, alright, so we'll mix up the pack. We'll get some shuffles. Now, I have just controlled the card. So, it's not a bad thing to control cards like that. Especially if you're just if you're not trying to show off, or if you're doing it to like people. Because if I'm out performing, or doing a show or something, I'll get a spectator up on the stage and I'll be like, here's your card. And now what we'll do is we'll lose it inside, or whatever you want. And of course, bring it to the top. Now, I can do a pass, which it's not going to change the reaction. If I do the exact same trick, but controlling the card to the top, if I do either a pass or I do a normal cuts, it's not going to change the outcome if I'm just doing that. But if I'm doing it to magicians and I'm trying to really convince them that their card is lost, what I would do is I would first start out with the pass, controlling it to the bottom. Then I'd probably cock the card, and I would give it a weird sideways shuffle, and I would try to like conceal that card, and then I'd bring it back. And so their cards, they might still think is on top, and then I'd just give it some overhand shuffles, keeping it at the bottom, and then cop the card, show them like their card's nowhere near the bottom or top, and then be able to say, but if I shake, it changes into your card, or whatever. So, without more of those examples, I'll just kind of get into the pass. So the pass is cutting the deck like this. This is just called the classic pass. It's doing that right there. So if you couldn't see that move, what I'm doing is this. So I'll kind of show you like a back angle, like a bad angle. It's doing this. And so what I'm doing is I'm having a spectator pick a card. So let's just use the 2 of hearts, okay? What I'm going to do is get a pinky break. Now I'm going to put in like my entire pinky, because that's going to be really important. So you're going to kind of want to cover it like this. Now if you're doing the pass, you're not going to ever want to do this, because you need a reason to have your hands together. But if you're just kind of squaring up, then it's a perfect time to do the pass, because you're squaring up and you have a reason to do it. Or you could say, look at it, I'm going to dribble the cards, or whatever you want. So you need a reason to bring your hands together. Because if I go like this and I say, okay, the 2 of hearts is in the middle, and I go, something sneaky went on. Nobody's going to believe that. They're going to be like, why'd you put your hands together? It makes absolutely no sense. But if I go, here, I'll square up the deck so you can make sure there's nothing sneaky with this. I've just done the move and told them there's nothing sneaky. There's nothing better than that. And I had a reason to bring my hands together and control their card. So what you're doing is you're getting a pinky break underneath the card, okay? Now what you're doing is you're picking it up. So underneath, you're picking up the deck. You're going to use these fingers, these 3 fingers, and your pinky. So your pinky's going to be doing a lot of work, and it's going to hurt down here at first, okay? So it's going to pick this up, and this hand is going to pick this piece up and covering this, and then that's going to get dropped, and so is that. And so that's the classic pass, and it looks really pretty if you just have a little bit of motion. So let's just say we're going to control the jack of clubs. What I would do is I'd do that. It's undetectable that I've done anything. So once you get their card to the top, you can go into any routine. I just taught one using the in my previous video. I actually just taught one on what you could do utilizing the pass or controls. And so that's all it is getting their card up to the top. Seemingly impossible. And you can use the pass as a color change or a vanish. So you could use it as saying, like, there's your card, just like that, you get to change, and then that card goes to the middle or whatever. And so it is actually a color change. And you can use it for a color change, or you could even change it for a vanish, saying, like, your Queen of Hearts is gonna disappear from the deck, and then you could say, like, inside the middle, there's a reversed card, and the reversed card is your Queen of Hearts. And so I did drop a card, which is fine. So what you're going to want to do is just practice. Like if you're watching a movie or something, you're just going to want to sit there just doing the pass. You don't have to get any cards, you want to practice grabbing the cards with your pinky and picking up, grabbing here, picking up, dropping. Okay? So that's called the classic pass. Now another version of the pass that I use is actually pretty nice. It's actually a really nice one. It's called the invisible pass. And the reason it's called the invisible pass is because it's invisible. So it's the one that I like to use if I'm ever doing like a vanish or something, because it looks the cleanest. But you want to use the invisible pass when you're doing something like doing a spread. So if I spread out the cards and I went the Joker, okay? Now in the action of squaring up, I would do the invisible pass because it's so much easier to control the card. So what I'm doing is I'm spreading, flipping over a Joker, flipping it back over, squaring up, and doing the invisible pass. So here's the invisible pass. I'll show you the spread, and then you'll be able to figure out how to do it just sitting there. So you're going to have their card, the Joker. And what you're going to do is now take the Joker, and as you're squaring up, you're going to hold the cards like this. So you have 2 fingers here, one on top, one on the bottom. This is called straddle grip, okay? I almost called it biddle grip. Now when you're squaring up, you're going to push the cards here, so you have kind of this T. Now you're going to push this over, dropping this, and then close that on top in the action of squaring up. So what you're doing is you have the Joker right here, okay? So you have a Joker, and in the action of squaring up, I do that move. Now this looks really nice from the top, but you can do it from these angles. So I spread through, I flip over a card, it's a Joker, square it all up, do the move, their card's controlled. So again, the card is then brought over and pulled up very quickly in kind of an action underneath your hand. And your hand has to be here the entire time to kind of do it. And what I do is when I'm controlling it, I sometimes even like wipe off where I'm just like this. So the card is actually held like that. And so I'll be wiping off, and then I'll just be like, alright, so then once I have it here, I'll just be like, alright, so where was it? Oh yeah, so, and then you're able to control the card to the top. So that's pretty much it for the pass. I'll show you one quick move you can utilize the pass for. So you do the classic pass, and then right when you do it, right when you get the card to the bottom, you do that. So you're just doing the classic pass, and once you get to the bottom, you're just going to bring those cards right up to the top. So in fast, there it is. So I hope you guys liked that video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.